is Max Access, where Mackenzie Barwell takes you closer to members of Forge FC off the pitch on the Forge Audio Network.
What is up, Forge fans? Happy Monday and welcome back to the Forge Audio Network. Today's November 20th, 2023. I am Mackenzie Barwell, your host, and today I'm back with another episode of Max Access postseason edition. I got the chance to chat with Seba Castello over Zoom, and he told me everything he's been up to, who he's looking forward to matching up against in CONCACAF, plus what exactly he expects to gain from the experience. So thank you to Seba for joining me today, and thank you to all of you who continue to tune in during the off season. Enjoy today's episode, and you can expect another one next week.
Thank you for having me today.
Okay, I have to start off the episode by asking what you've been up to since the final. What's going on in your life?
So I guess you can say the week following the championship, there was a lot of celebrations.
Yeah, you could say that.
A lot of partying with the team, obviously. And I feel like the weeks after that, you just gotta kind of recover from the long season we had. You gotta just switch your mind off the game and then do your own stuff. This off season is gonna be kind of short, right? Because we start in January, so it's really not a regular off season. So you kind of got to recover, but at the same time stay fit because it's not that much time.
How do you go about that? Because like you said, it's difficult getting the balance between recovering but also maintaining your fitness.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of guys have different stuff like they like to do. I feel some guys will take more time off than others, right? In my personal opinion, what I like to do is I don't really like to stop doing anything. I like to stay fit and keep sharp, obviously, because the longer you stay away, in my opinion, the harder it is to come back kind of fit and sharp for the season. So I'm just going to play with my friends, to be honest. These couple weeks I've been playing pickup and playing with my dad's friends, my friends, right? Just keeping the touches sharp. But yeah, in a couple weeks, I'll start getting my fitness back up, start doing some proper drills, strength training, all that fun stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. For now, you'll play with your dad's friends.
Yeah, it's still tough competition, I'm not going to lie.
I believe you. That's intense.
Yeah.
You mentioned there were some celebratory events you take part in after the final. You've been involved in a championship with Forge before. I haven't. I walk into the change room and I'm showered with champagne. Is that something that always happens? Like, I honestly thought it was just going to be I thought it was going to be more of like a spray and not like a shower. Did you expect that? What was your thought process going into that? And was it the exact same in previous years?
Yeah, so obviously the one in Ottawa was my first time, so I hadn't really experienced it before, so I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. In Ottawa, it was very similar. We came back after winning the game, and the whole room was already decorated with champagne and everything, right? So this one, I kind of had a little idea what was going to happen, but to be honest, it seemed like more champagne than the Ottawa finals, so I don't know what to tell you. Like, I was completely drenched.
Okay.
Completely. Like, my championship hat that I wore during the champagne,
Yeah.
I had to wash it about 4 times for the smell of champagne to get off. It's
Dude,
crazy.
that was me, but my hair.
Oh, okay, well, that's worse, I'd say, than the hat.
I need you guys to do it again next season so that I can come in, rain jacket on.
So you're prepared. Hair cap, too?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. With the season playing out the way that it did and it not necessarily being the way or similar as previous seasons, what do you think some of the defining moments were of the team's success to get you guys to that final? Not necessarily that last game, but were there any particular games or performances where you felt really demonstrated what you guys could bring to the table in 2023?
Yeah, obviously this year was a tougher season. I think everyone could tell than like what we usually used to, you can say. I think there was a lot of defining moments in not just games that what the fans can see, but also in trainings and stuff like that. Us as a group, what we've talked about. The Ottawa game, I think the 4-3 game was also a big defining moment because going into that game, we'd lost, I think, 2 on the bounce, and we really needed a performance. And even though it wasn't really a pretty game, 4-3 is it's not usually what you're used to, but we needed to win that game, and I think at the end of the day we got the result, which is what we needed. Kind of got us a bit back on track. But yeah, like I think it's hard to point out just one game throughout the whole season because I feel like we've really had a lot of ups and downs this season. So I think a lot of the games that we've been through is games we've needed to win, and we've come out victorious, which was the good part.
Yeah. And like you said, there were it's kind of hard to point out one game in particular because a lot of them were
Yeah.
close. And even looking at the standings throughout the regular season, it was such a tight race. But
Mm-hmm.
what do you think that did for the team in terms of like having that challenge, the competition around the league rising so that, it wasn't as easy to coast maybe?
Yeah, obviously, if you see it all around the world, like usually you don't have just one team winning throughout every year, right? So obviously, all the teams around us were getting better, right? So it's good to see that the league's building upon that. It's also good to see that we were still able to maintain being at the top, right? Even though we didn't win the regular season, to win the finals means that we're still doing something right. So that the coaching staff, the players, right, they're all doing something right. So it's good to see, even though the league's getting better, we're still keeping
So are
winning.
you.
Yeah.
Seba, obviously you struggled with an injury for a large part of the season, but you were able to come into those final games and really contribute and make an impact when it mattered. So this is something I talked to Dave about because he was in a similar position, but I wanted to get your take as well. How important to you was it, or how much did it mean to you to have the ability to come in when it really mattered after a long season of kind of watching from the sidelines and overseeing the entire thing?
Yeah, to be honest, at first I didn't think I was going to be out for that long when I first had my injury. I thought it was going to be something quicker. But yeah, like it was something different. It's something I've never experienced, right? So it was difficult in the moment, but looking back, I feel like every player goes through something like that, right? It's not, you don't live a career without a injury-free life. So it was a good experience to get it out the way young. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. But yeah, it's good that I was able to come back at the end of the season, because that's, I guess, what you can say, the more important games of the season. So it was good, just good to be with the team when to lift that championship at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. Do you feel like your perspective shift a little bit going into this next one? Like, what do you feel like you learned in watching and having that experience and kind of being forced to step aside and really work on yourself?
Yeah, even though you're still part of the team, I feel like you get a different perspective when you're not really in the training sessions for that long or in the games, right? So I feel like you kind of learn stuff about the team, about yourself in general, right, from the outside. So I feel like there's stuff that you can apply to yourself, obviously, when you're back on the field,
Yeah.
to improve yourself and also improve as a
Okay.
team.
I want to look ahead to CONCACAF now because, like you said, the preseason is quickly approaching, even though we just entered the postseason. What do you think?
Yeah.
Will training look any different in preparation for this tournament? Or will it look the same as you guys train in the CPL season?
I think it'll be quite similar. I don't think you can really change much, right? Because at the end of the day, we won't know who we're playing till, I guess, December, right? It's mainly about yourself, and especially how we like to play.
Mhm.
Doesn't really matter who we end up playing against. We just got to focus on ourselves. Obviously, if we end up playing in Mexico, which is hotter weather, or like down in Central America or something like that, then maybe it affects a bit of the preparation where we
Yeah.
got to train in hotter weather. Yeah, on the field stuff, I don't think it changes much, but I think the weather is the only factor that you can really change your preparation for.
All right. Yeah. Where would you like to play? Is Mexico like kind of the hope?
I think Mexico's the spot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I would want to go to Mexico, yeah.
Are there any teams in particular or players that you think would be really cool to play against in this tournament? Or are you just kind of looking at it as,
Messi.
okay, yeah.
I think that's the most obvious one. Seeing
That's
Messi at
fair.
Tim Hortons Field would be a bit surreal, to be honest. Even being in the presence of him, I feel would be a bit surreal too.
It is crazy how it isn't within reach though.
Yeah. Who would have thought that we would have a chance to play against quality players like that? But again, that's what the league's for, right? Uh,
Mhm.
as the league keeps on building, as it keeps on getting better, I feel like these opportunities will come, right? And we just got to make the most of them.
Yeah. What are you expecting to get from this experience? Because you're surrounded by players who have been involved in this competition, who've played in it. How have you seen their game improve or evolve after playing on the international stage?
Yeah, I think like you said, playing in those games, it just builds your experience. Because at the end of the day, I feel like everyone on the team has the quality to play in those games. It's just the experience, right? Like you can say the nerves and all that play a factor. Playing against big teams like that, right? So I feel like it's just a matter of experience. As soon as you get those games in your belt, it just makes you a better player in general. As you can, like, we have a lot of experienced players that have been in the CPL for a long time, and you can you can tell. And when the big moments come, like in the finals, as you can see, like they show up, right? So I feel like that's just a big part that plays as a role.
Playing CONCACAF a couple times, Olympico in the CPL final.
What else do you want?
What else could you ask for?
You couldn't ask for anything better.
Exactly. Okay. Seb, a few other questions before I let you go. I asked these to Dave as well, and I feel like I just have to. Do you have any postseason hobbies?
Postseason hobbies. To be honest, I go work for my dad.
Okay.
In the off season, I spend my days there. It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of thinking that I'm not used to.
Yeah.
But it's good to get the brain functioning at least a couple months of the year, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like your brain is always functioning, but just in a little bit of a different way than sitting at an office.
Yeah, more numbers, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Different type of brain usage.
I don't know if I would say that sounds like the most thrilling hobby, but...
No, I wouldn't say it's a thrilling hobby, but it keeps you busy, which is the important part.
That's fair. Does that mean you wake up or sleep in?
I would say...
Yeah, you definitely wake up at like 10.
Nah, don't sleep in. I'd say I wake up early. To be honest, only today. I actually only woke up late. But no, usually I don't. I was up late last night playing video games.
For sure.
It affected the sleep schedule.
All right. Last one. If you can get a cheat meal in the off season, a little bit more flexibility with the nutrition, what are you getting?
Okay, there's this chicken spot in Burlington.
Okay.
Dave's Hot Chicken.
So good. I just had it the other week.
I had it yesterday. Not for the first time, obviously, but like I had it yesterday, so it's fresh in the mind. But yeah, it's very, very good. The chicken is very good.
Okay, that was a really good answer. What's your order?
If I'm being honest, I'm having that regardless if we're in season or not.
Yeah,
but
yeah, so fair. So fair.
Just for the purpose of the question. I get 2 tenders, the slider, and then the fries.
Okay, Seba. Well, enjoy the next couple weeks at your dad's office.
Thank you very much.
Eating hot chicken.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for coming on. This was fun.
It was a good time.
Thanks for listening to Max Access on the Forge Audio Network. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.
And the fries?
The fries. The fries are different. Like they're very, very good. Like unreal. That there's some sort of like seasoning that they apply that is. I just haven't seen it before.
It's like a spice or something.
Yeah. It's a spice, but it doesn't really. It's not spicy, but it's a spice. You know, it's kind of.
It's not. It's definitely not salt. It's like more.
Yeah. There's something else in there, but they don't want to reveal the menu.
I'm really glad we can have this chat.
Wait, are we still going?
Yeah, but I'm gonna edit it.
Okay.